So when I was a young comedian with much more ambition than talent, I, through a mutual friend, had the opportunity to open for a national touring headlining comedian. All I had to do was pay him $250, book a venue, and sell the tickets. This guy had been on Comedy Central and late night. I figured it would be super easy, right? So I booked two of the best comedians in Philadelphia to feature for him, a friend of mine to host, and I paid her $30 and those guys $50 a piece. So I was in for $380. Then I found a venue, the Raven Lounge in Philadelphia. Which, if you know anything about the Raven Lounge, its comedy room holds 32 seats, and I was going to sell tickets at $10 a piece. Now, if you subtract the one comp ticket I was giving to the mutual friend that got me in touch with him in the first place, that means I could sell $310 worth of tickets, meaning the best I can do is a $70 loss. But I didn't care, because on the night of that show, I was going to be performing in front of a sold-out crowd, killing it, while this, national headlining touring comedian is at the bar just taking it in, saying, wow, look at this intimate venue, sold-out crowd, this guy's really funny. I like this guy's moxie. I'm going to take him away and have him be my opening act and spirit him away from the miserable Philadelphia open mic scene. So, that's exactly how it went. So the day of the show, the night of the show, I've sold so far 4 tickets in advance. And I get to the Raven Lounge an hour early to, set up and sell tickets. And the guy in the front door says, where's your ticket? I said, what do you mean, where's my ticket? I'm running the show. He says, the Independent Film Festival? I walk upstairs, and sure enough, there's a handful of people watching a black and white documentary projected on the screen, bifurcated by the stripper pole that's, of course, on the stage at the Raven Lounge. And I'm like, what is going on? I run downstairs to the manager. I booked a comedy show for this night. He says, oh, we must have double booked it. Well, what am I going to do? He says, well, you could use the back bar. Great, the back bar that holds like 12 people, and you'll have to go past the performer to go use the bathroom. So he says, well, there's a curtain, that you can draw, so at least it's separated. That's great. So I'm like back there trying to turn that into some sort of legit comedy venue, a back bar with 12 seats. And the comedians start rolling in, and they're like, what's going on? And I'm, explaining the situation. The 4 people who actually bought tickets, they come in like, what's going on? I'm like, the show will start shortly. I'm trying to set up. I'm trying to sell tickets to the nobody that's coming to buy tickets. And finally, 45 minutes late, after it was supposed to start, after the ticket holders are, threatening to ask for a refund and leave, I begrudgingly start the show. Now, when it's my time to go on stage, I am just completely an anxious, sweaty mess. And I stand in front of the crowd, the 4 people in this tiny room that's about this big. I start my setup, and 10 seconds into it, I just say, I can't do this. I put the mic back in its stand and walk past the people that had paid to see the show, through the curtain, past the bar where the headlining comedian was, not paying attention to me whatsoever, out of the Raven Lounge, and I walk as far as I could until I got to an ATM machine, where I made 2 transactions. One for $200, because that is the maximum amount you can take out of an ATM machine. And then I checked my balance, $111. And I prayed and made another withdrawal for another $200. And saw that I was now $89 in overdraft, and of course the fees that would come on Monday. I was broke. And I walked back to the bar, and when the show was over, I handed each comedian an envelope stuffed with the amount of money that I had promised them for the night. The headliner looked at me and he said, really? And I just said, yeah, it's fine, because I could be many things, but I do not want to be the guy that stiffs an out-of-town performer for, his checks. So we all part our separate ways, and I go my separate ways, which is 2 doors down to the parking garage, where I parked my car for the evening, and I had my last $20, which I was going to use to get my car out. I go to get my ticket in my pocket, in the bag I had, in the crate. It is nowhere to be found. And the guy says, well, if you don't have a ticket, it's $38. I'm like, look, You sold me the ticket, 3 hours ago. It was you that parked my car. You know I've been here for 3 hours. I don't have any more than $20. I don't have any way to pay you. Just please let me get my car. I've had the worst day ever. This is ridiculous. And I kicked this chair so hard that it could have went into the street, except it was made out of steel and was bolted to the ground. And I broke my foot. And now I'm like hobbling around and I'm screaming and crying. And who should I see but every single person that was at the comedy show? They're looking at me and one of them comes over and smooths things over, and I guess they just didn't want to cause any more embarrassment or call the cops. I give them the $20, they give me my car, and I drive home. And I couldn't even go on Facebook that night because I saw like pictures of everybody that had been at the show just hanging out together, drinking together, of course, with my money, right? And the next day, I get a call from the host of the show who says, hey, you only paid me $30 to host. And I said, yeah, that's right. It's just, well, the headliner said I should have gotten at least $50, that you ripped me off. And I'm like, okay. He says, well, guess what? He gave me $20 out of his fee. Wasn't that nice of him? And I said, yeah, I guess so. And he said, and you know what else? He liked my act so much, he said, next time you come up to New York, give me a call and I'll let you open for me. Isn't that nice? Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. You've been lovely. All right, thank you.
Thanks for having me, everybody.